Today we are going to look problems focused on clocks and angles. Here is a sample problem. We have the clock reading at 12:30. It can be AM or PM, and we want to find what is the angle between these two hands, the short hand and the long hand, or the hour hand or the minute hand. These type of problems comes in SAT, GRE, and other competitive exams. I have structured this video in the following way. We are going to solve this problem using method 1, which explains you the underlying basics and the solving concepts. Then we are going to a little more advanced problem 2 with the same method. I'm going to solve the same problem with method 2. This method 2 is going to be a shortcut method, but it is better you understand the method 1, and then we can use the shortcut method to solve the problem in a quicker way. Okay. Let's get started for this one. Okay. So what I've done is the clock reads as 12:30. Okay. So let's get some basics understanding first here. So as we know, the clock is a full circle, right? So all we know is the total angle is going to be 360 degrees, right? So let's say this is the base of that. Okay. Total angle is 360 degrees. What we need to find is the angle between these two hands. So what I've done is, here I have just taken the hour hand. Okay. And what we need to know is, whenever the clock moves, the entire angle kind of like moves too. Okay. So here, even though the angle is going to be 12:30, so let's say the basic understanding here is we have 12 hours. Okay. So for 12 hours, right, the hour hand moves 360 degrees. Okay. And here, so what it means is, for each hour, the hour hand moves 360 by 12. 12 3s are 36, and we have 0, so which means that it moves 30 degrees. So for each hour, the hour hand moves 30 degrees. We can keep it, we can bookmark this. And now let's come to the minute hand. Okay. The minute hand, we know that it is entirely into 60 minutes. Okay. It goes 1 hour. So for 60 minutes, right, it travels 360 degrees. So for 1 minute, it kind of like travels 360 degrees by 60, 0, and we have 6 here. So which means that it goes 60 degrees. For 1 minute, it travels 60 minutes, the minute hand. Okay. Now, what we are interested in finding 12:30. The time is 12:30. Okay. Now let's start with this. The time is 12:30. So the hour hand might have moved a little bit. Okay. So by how much it would have moved? It would have moved by 30 minutes. Okay. 12:30 is the time. So the hour hand, so what I'm going to write is, this is nothing but 0 hours and 30 minutes, right? Because 12 can be considered 0, then 1 2 3 when it starts. Okay. So let's see the total angle covered by the hour hand. So we know that this is, we need to find for 30 minutes. So for 1 hour, we know it covers 30 degrees, or in this way, what we can write is, for 60 minutes, it travels 30 degrees. And for 30 minutes, so for 1 minute, the hour hand travels 30 by 60. Okay. And for 30 minutes, it travels 30 by 60 into 30. Now let's see, 1, 2, 50. So in this case, this has traveled 15 degrees. Right? While it seems that the overhand would not move, but you need to understand that the it, it covers like entirely. Only at 12 o'clock, when the time is exactly at 12 o'clock, this would have moved 0 degrees. But since it is 12:30, it would have moved slightly, and that slight difference is nothing but 15 degrees. Okay. Now let's do this one. So again, we have 60 minutes. So for 1 minute, it covers 6 degrees. So for 30 minutes, it covers 6 into 30, which is nothing but 180 degrees. So what we have seen is the overhand has moved 15 degrees, and the minute hand has moved 180 degrees. So for 12:30, the total time it would have taken is 180 degrees minus 15 degrees. It is nothing but 7, 10, and we have 5 here, and 6, 165. So the answer is 165 degrees. So immediately people might say 180 degrees, but we are getting 165 because the overhand would have changed with it. Now let's go on to the next problem. Here, this is the second problem. We are going to use the same method, and I'm going to show you how we are trying to do it. Okay, now the time is 4:45. Time is 4:45. Right? Again, we can keep this one as the base here. Right? So let's calculate how much the overhand has should have moved. Okay, let's do. We know that again, solving it, we know that for the overhand, 12 hours equal to 360 degrees. So for 1 hour, it would have covered 360 divided by 12, which is 30 degrees. So what it means is, from here to here, it would have taken 30 degrees. From here again 30 degrees, from here again 30 degrees, and from here again 30 degrees. But here's the deal, right? From 4, it would have moved some point because the time is 4:45. Only when the minute hands has reached this 12 o'clock, it would have gone 30 degrees. But so it is in between 4 and 5. Now we need to find what that particular angle is going to be. So one way, the best way we can do this one is going to be, we know that it has traveled 45 minutes. So again, so for 1 hour, it is 30 degrees. So we can write 60 minutes is going to be 30 minutes. So for 1 minute, it is going to be 30 divided by 60. And for 45, which comes from here, so 45 minutes, it's going to be 30 divided by 60 into 45. So here, 1, 2. So it is 45 divided by 2, which is nothing but 2.5 degrees. Okay. Now the total angle covered by the overhand is nothing but we have 30, we have 30, 30, and we have 30, and finally we have this extra amount, which is nothing but 22.5. This one will give me 5, 2, then 3, 3, 9, 9 3s are 12, 9 plus 3, 12, 12 plus 2 is going to 142.5. So this is the total angle covered by the overhand. Now we can move it and go ahead for the minute hand. Okay, again let's go to these concepts. We have 60 minutes equal to 360 degrees. So for 1 minute, that is going to be 360 divided by 60, and for 45 minutes it is 360 divided by 60 into 45. 0, we have 6, 6, and so now it is 45 into 6, which is nothing but 6 for the 24 into something, so the total is 270. What it means is the total angle from 12 o'clock all this way is 270, and this particular angle all the way is going to be 142.5. Now this particular angle, what we need to find out is called x. X is nothing but the entire angle covered by the minute hand minus the entire angle covered by the hour hand. So which is nothing but 270 minus 142.5. So we have nothing like 0, so we can borrow it from here. 6 then becomes 9, then we can borrow 1 here from there. So now we have 5, we have 7, and we have 2, and finally, so this is the answer. So this angle is nothing but 127.5 degrees. Hope you got the idea. The understanding is like, just to recap, we have found the angle traveled by the hour hand, and now we have found the angle traveled by the minute hand, and to find x we are just differentiating it. Now this is the basic concept of how the class kind of like works, finding the angle. But for competitive exams we need a quicker way. There are like multiple shortcuts to this and multiple formulas, but in the next one we are going to see one particular short form or shortcut method. Okay. So let's start with this, right? So what we're doing is we are calculating the angle from 12 all the way to the hour hand and then minute hand as we did previously. But let's look at everything in a different way. So we know that there are 12 parts to this. So the best way I can write it down is, let's say we have 12 parts, right? 12 parts is going to be 360 degrees. So for one part is going to be 30 degrees. So what it means is, whether it is the minute hand or the hour hand, right, this angle is always 30 degrees. This one is always 30 degrees. So instead of looking at hour hand or minute hand, let's keep it simple, right? So one part is going to be 30 degrees. So in this way, what I can quickly confirm is this is going to be 30 degrees. So what I'm really interested is only in this particular angle, which is x. Okay. So all I know is this is not a complication because this particular minute hand has ended with 9, and this one is actually 4 all the way. So I'm just going to create a line till 4. But if you're going to zoom into this particular one, or if you come here, this is the 4, right? So the way this is the center, this is the number 4 is here, but the hour hand is going to be here, and this is 5, right? This entire angle is 30 degrees. We can keep it in that way, right? So now what we can write is, we know that this is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So the total or the angle here in this case is is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is nothing but 5 into 30, right? So which is nothing but 150 degrees. That is from 4 to 9 is 150. But we know for a fact is it is actually lesser than 150 degrees. So the answer should be less than 150 degrees, right? And we need to calculate how much this particular hour hand has actually moved. So for doing that, it is pretty simple. We don't need to come all the way from 12. what we are actually interested is nothing but how much this particular hand has actually moved. Uh, so the best way what we can do is we just since the time is going to be 4:45, we can just take the 45 minutes here. So for 60 minutes, the hour hand moves 30 degrees. Okay. In this case, okay. Um, um, so the way I can write it down is, so for 60 minutes this one takes 30 degrees. So for 1 minute this goes 30 by 60 degrees, right? And for 45 minutes nothing but 30 divided by 60 into 45. Um, or the best way we can do this one is going to be 0 0 1 2, and if you see this is nothing but 22.5, right? And that's it. So what we have understood is this small distance is nothing but 22.5 degrees, which means that from the total amount of 150 degrees I just need to the kind of like find the difference of this particular value, 22.5. Here we go. So then if we do this one, we have 4 here, and 9, then we have 5, then 7, 1, 2. So we have this 127.5 degrees. And if you go back to our previous way we have solved this, it is 127.5 degrees. Again here it's going to be 127.5 degrees. So here's the shortcut. So instead of coming all the way from 12, we have found the maximum value between these two numbers and kind of like reduced it. So it is like two-part problem. Hope you find the particular problems interesting. The more you practice, the more you itself will be able to find the shortcuts, and you will be able to generalize whichever method works for you. Thank you for watching, and do enjoy the rest of your day.